All right, fellas. It's like 34 degrees today, so it was 32 earlier, and the weather station says it's 32. Feels like it's 42. Never saw such a thing. I think that was whacked up. I've modified this one. I'll show you a little bit more on the other side. I think that focus. Made the slots longer. Now, I don't think I made them a ½ inch. I don't think they need to be a ½ inch. I just was going to go a little deeper just than they needed to be, than I thought they needed to be, so there would be adjustment there. And so this one's back on, back bolted down. Tires not on the ground because it's on a jack stand. I got jack stands under the front of the frame. All right, I'm getting ready. All right, I'm getting ready to do this side now. I've got jack under the shock, basically. Of course, jack stand under the front of the frame. Tires loose. You can see here, I can push it in and out. Now, what it needs to do is go in further. Now, you can see I've marked those. And that's somewhere around a ½ inch, and it just doesn't look the same on each end. It doesn't matter. I don't make it to that line anyway. I'll get close to it. It's a little hard to hang on to that stupid die grinder and keep it going straight down there. It's way down there. And anyway, before it was almost with camber in, not quite. So I'm thinking just a little bit off of there is all it really needs. Be able to shove that arm in just a little further. Hopefully I'm not royally messing this up. But I didn't take these off. I just leave them like that because I'm just cutting on that front edge, inside edge, to make it a little deeper. So I'll show you after I cut it so you can see how poor job I do. So anyway, here goes. All what I was doing earlier was just shoving in those with my knee. It's hanging loose. I aired all the air out of the airbag. And when I get ready to bolt it down, I'll shove it back where I think it should be. Later on, I'll try to set the caster and the camber on it, but you can't really adjust the caster too terrible much on these Mustang 2 front ends. Well, obviously the camber can be set, and that's what I'm messing with. The caster was fine when I was trying to do it earlier this summer, but I couldn't get enough camber in there, whatever that is, negative camber. Tires wanted to tilt out on the top, or be straight almost. They needed to tilt in a little. I think that's what they're supposed to do. So anyway, see that's loose. I'm gonna let that out. I've got my little die grinder here somewhere. It's not a high quality. It's a Walmart one, so I'll show it to you guys later after I use it. Brand new burrs, so I want to give myself every opportunity to not mess it up too bad. This side's a little bit better than the other side. A little hard to work on because I had a bunch of stuff on the fender and the fender on that side. This side I've got the header there, but it's not really in my way. And the starter solenoid. And I disconnected the battery. Well, I got the disconnect. I'm afraid of hitting this all the time. That's a hot wire. And so I will show you in a minute or so. All right, guys. Got those cut. You see the front one did pretty good on. Back when I got a little wiggle to the back, I don't think it'll make any difference. Took me about 10-15 minutes. That's figuring in waiting on the compressor to catch up because I don't have a very good compressor. That goes quite a ways further back there now. And when I get this bolted back down, I'll show you the tire. You can actually see the camber in it, which is probably too much. But better to be able to have too much, then it'll be able to come forward a lot. So as long as it can go back there far enough was my biggest concern. My only concern with my woggle, as you can see, it's the hook into the back. I may clean a little bit more of this in the front, just a little bit, so it's not pushing that back. I don't think it will. I think those holes are bigger than the bolts. This is T-bolts, and I may go ahead here and clean a little bit more of this out, and then I'll bring you guys back when I've got it bolted on there, and you can see what the tire looks like. All right, it's bolted back on there. It's on the ground. I just pushed them back basically as far as they go and tightened them down. Now, I actually right now have a little bit too much camber or negative camber, or whatever it's called. I think the car's supposed to have 0 on the camber setting, and I couldn't quite get that before. So I got the level here just to kind of give you guys a indication. I know this is not the way to test camber, so nobody has to tell me. Just kind of want to show you guys. So if I set the level down, setting against the tire down there, which I obviously understand the tire's quite squeezed out a little bit. You can see the level is setting plumb straight up, and you see how far away it is from the tire. So the tire is tilted in at the top now, which is what my goal was. I think it's tilted in too much. The way you determine the ride height on this front suspension is the lower control arm is parallel with the ground. That's how it's built, set up. That's how I set it up. That's how they're set up. They're supposed to be. And that's how it's close right now. I didn't put a level on it to see if it's close enough for right now. Excuse me. So it looks like I should have plenty of camber adjustment, and that was my goal. So again, now I've got plenty to go out down there. You can see there's lots of slot to come back out. Good, that's what I want. Now, just thought I'd show this to you guys. You know, I haven't drove this carpet down the mailbox a little bit. Look at all this mud up here. And look at this. I've got gravel and mud up on top of this thing where the cowl is. Down there on top of the rocker. Now, obviously I don't have this thing on there yet. I need to clean it up. I got new rubber for it. Put on it, and it goes right in there. I have to do a little prying to get it in there. And then it bolts to that piece there. I'd say it's a necessary thing. If you don't want to have a bunch of crap back up on top of this stuff here so it'll rust out, then you want that in there. Like I said, I've got new rubber for it. And I'm just going to clean. I'll probably just paint it with 415 and probably may undercoat it, I don't know, on this side. But once I get it cleaned up, it's in good shape. It's just got some surface rust on it. It's not any rust holes, not rusty really at all, besides the surface rust. Both sides are that way. They're both in good shape. So anyway, I just haven't got around to cleaning them. So you can still see the black paint on it there. But anyway, that's about one of my projects. I'm going to get all this crap off of here. That's mud. Of course, can't do much about that. I have the little rubber piece that goes along the edge of this too that seals the headlight area from getting stuff splashed up on it like that. And I'm thinking about undercoating this as well, getting a good quality undercoat and undercoat this and all of this inner fender structure here. So I was confessing earlier on that video or whatever, or on the forum, my full disclosure statement. This cowl, you guys have seen this. I made this little piece here to cover the end of it and screwed it on, so I could take the screws out whenever I wanted to, so I could get back in there if I needed to for any reason. But I had mentioned a hole in here. Where that hole is right here's the hinge, hood hinge, and then your inner fender bolts here. Well, it's back up under here. Gee, way back here. It's back it's behind the hood hinge itself, that area down there that you can't get to. That's why I didn't cut it out and weld it. Now, if you can see right here, this end of this cowl's welded in. This is off the parts car because it was rusty on this car. And so I replaced that, and that's why there's seam sealer here, because I re-welded this piece in down here. And then I cut it out. I don't know if that make much sense, but I cut it out so I could make these caps on here on both sides. It's not replaced on the other side. It didn't have an issue, just this side. Of course, I've seam sealed it and stuff, and will either undercoat it or bed liner or whatever I do right there when I finish. but I've got to get that. I guess it's a splash shield. I don't know what else to call it that goes right there in there, because obviously it does something. I've got a big mess down there where, I mean, it's got mud and, I don't know, grass and everything else, and where it just flung off the tire up in there. That'd just be asking for, hey, let's rust that out. So I would never put that in there. I'll clean it off, and this will all get sprayed with, it's got just black rust preventer stuff on it right now. You either get bed liner or undercoating on that before I put the fender on. So anyway, I don't know, did I show you this? This video is about 3 or 4 pieces. There's my little Walmart die grinder and my burr a burr came from Amazon, and that's what I used to cut those slots out. It works pretty good, but boy, my compressors don't keep up. So I let the compressor catch up occasionally, or it's just that they ran constantly. But I don't know what the longevity will be on that little thing, but it seemed to work all right. And those are actually decent burrs, I think. You see over there's several different ones. I had $24, I think, was what the little kit, the burrs cost. There's some pointy ones. This one's a square one. A couple of different square ones. I think there's a round one, I don't know. But it's the first time I'd use it. I've had it for a long time, but it's brand new. It's the first time I used it. But anyhow, so I'm counting that done. I mean, I may paint that sometime with at least something where I ground those out. I don't know if it's really important, but hopefully it'll be able to be aligned now. And I'll probably try to align it again sometime. Not right now, but sometime, just to see if I can get it close. I know there's the little tool they sell that's, I don't know how, $45. It's just, you see them on eBay and they're Snap-on there for 74. Pinto's Mustang 2, I think, which that's what this is. But I don't never seen it. I can't see any pictures of how to use it. It looks like a tuning fork, but I think there's, on the regular control arms, there's a combination for that thing to bolt on there. But I don't know what they do. They do something to allow you to set your caster and camber on these cars. Otherwise, I guess it's a fight. I don't know. I know I couldn't hardly set it the first time I did it. I had to just kind of adjust them, bolt them down, you know, the car jacked up, put them back down, put the gauge back on there, and just adjust it that way, and that was a fight. It'd be nice to be able to adjust it watching the gauge so you get it, bolt it down tight and be done. But anyway, well, I got something done. Ain't much, but it's something. Hopefully now I'm going to put my fenders back on, call it a day. And I even started the car today. Now I did it, you saw the other video I started it not too long ago. But it should be good to go. I had to pump my air tank. It was completely out of air. And my little compressor, it's over there above the trash can, it don't have enough air pressure to inflate these bags up here. They take, I think it only has 75 pounds of air pressure or something like that, and they take more than that to get them to come up to, there's the pressure they have on them. They only have like 70 some pounds in them, but it takes more pressure than that to get them to that. So I don't know, go figure. They're close to right now. I think they're hair low. The way you get this car level, just, I don't know if this is going to mean anything to anybody. Like I said, first thing I do is I get the front control arms straight, get the car level side to side in the front. Then the rear, all I have to do is I set a level on the rocker panel, open the door until I get it level front to back, and then I go back and put the level on the trunk lip and get it level side to side and back, which also adjusts these. It's a little bit of tweaking, and once I get it, I can check the air pressure on the gauges and that little bubble level in the middle. I can adjust it till it's right in the center when this car's level on the flat floor, straight floor. But so I will have all that. I know how to do it. I mean, I've done it already. But once I get all this done, get the front end aligned, I'll get the car set to ride height, and I'll mark down my pressures and on each corner. And I don't know if I'll fill the gas tank up, probably, maybe at least halfway. I don't know before I do that. But that's one more thing done. I'm put the fenders back on. I'm finished for the day. I'm gonna go in and edit this video down so it's short. And I'll talk to you guys later.